Hello, everyone. Welcome to Small Biz Tips. Guys, I am excited. I'm excited. So I'm on this Facebook group that is killing it. Everybody want to buy and sell companies in that group. And I'm like, who run this group? So when I look up, I'm like, hold on. Let me dig a little deeper. I start looking into this guy. I start following him all over social media. I start reading his content. I was so impressed. I had to bring him here today, guys. My good friend Sebastian. What's going on, man?
Jolbert, thank you very much for this kind introduction. Yeah, let me introduce myself to your audience, right? I'm Sebastian
Uh-huh.
Amieva. I'm the founder of the Facebook group Buying Business for a Living. We are almost 15,000 members. I'm
Woo.
growing, so pretty excited about that.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you very much for this invitation, right? So I'm an investor myself. I buy companies in the US, Canada, Australia, and the UK, mainly those 4 locations. And I
Mhm.
help people become qualified buyer. I help people buy and sell businesses also, mainly in
Mm.
the US now because there's so many deals going on. Right? So
I love it. I love it. So before we even get into buying or selling businesses, how did you get into all this? Where are you from, man?
yes, I'm from Patagonia, Argentina, from the south of Argentina, and then I moved
Nice.
to the UK and I settled then there my company, right, my family office, and from there I was buying deals, right. The first one I closed was a $20 million asset deal in Brazil,
Wow.
the biggest LED factory, LED lighting company. This was my
Wow.
big, right? So after that one, I bought a football club in Spain. No Barcelona, no Real Madrid, but I bought one in a third division. Right? So because
Wow.
people think I like football because I'm from Argentina, but not really, right? I like business only. Right? So the football club, right? They brought that opportunity to me at my London office, and I say, okay, let's give it a try. So I had it for 6 months, and then I sold it for a Chinese buyer, right? So and then I
Jeez.
bought a company, three deals myself, and then I bought a small one that doesn't count,
Mhm.
right? And then I decided to help people on this topic, right? Because I realized America, US, the North America, US and Canada are in trouble, right?
Yeah.
1,000 companies shutting down every day, right? Last year in Canada, 90,000 deals closed doors because it's not enough qualified buyers. It's not succession plan, right? So it's a big
Wow.
issue. I seen the opportunity and I say, okay, I will help people. I will prepare them to become a qualified buyer. What it means, I provide them with proof of funds. I provide
Mhm.
them with all my knowledge about closing deals, guidance, to find a proper CPA, a lawyer. So that way they feel more ready, more prepared to take over all those opportunities, right?
Yeah,
So
so I was super impressed with that. I was also impressed as the fact that you had an article, I read it on LinkedIn about buying a $10 million business. Tell
yes,
us more about that because that blew my mind, right? Because I love business acquisition. I'm in the process of acquiring a deal right now,
yes,
and I'm also always interested to connect with people that's in the same space, deal makers. So I was
yes,
really curious to hear your thought about that because I'm like, huh, maybe instead of going after a company that's a million, I should have think
yes,
about a company that's doing 10 or 20.
yes.
But we get that fear. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, yeah, I would love to explain about this, right? So I wrote that article because not many people think about that way, right? So it's all about shifting your mindset and thinking
Mhm,
about in big numbers. Everybody is behind small deals, half a
mhm.
million to $3 million deals. In that sides of the pyramid is so much competition. Everybody's trying to buy the same deal. Maybe if you find a deal on businessforsale.com or microacquire.com, you maybe
Mhm.
have 50 people trying to close the same deal. So much
Yeah.
competition. So if you raise the bar and you go after $10 million deals, right, it's less competition. That kind of deals is too small for a private equity firm and too big for a small
Mm.
player. So you have not much competition on that range. So I will
Right
I will
there. It's like a sweet spot.
yeah, sweet spot, 10 million to 15 million is a sweet spot. So how to close this? And also realize if you want to buy, let's say a $1 million deal, it's
Yeah.
difficult to do 10% down payment and 90% seller finance. 1
Mhm.
million, these are too small. They want the whole 1 million up front, right? For a
Yeah.
$10 million deal, you can pay 1 million or 2 million upfront and 8 million or 9 million seller finance. They will wait for you. The bigger is the deal, they will wait for you. So let's say you have a $10 million company with a 5 million assets, let's say real estate, machinery, equipment. You can use all those assets as a collateral, bring funds using the company target as a collateral, 1 million or 2 million funds, and then you use it as a down payment, and then you do a seller finance in a 3, 4, or 5 balloon. Right? So you are not using your own capital on the bigger deals. On the small deals, it's more difficult, but people don't get it. They think it's easier, right? So.
Whoa, hold on. You just said something here that just blew my mind. You literally talked about how you can get a $10 million deals without even using your own money.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You always using other people's money, like investors that go invest. But in this case, if you're buying a $10 million companies with 50% of their balance sheet on assets, let's say machinery, equipment, real estate, you can use those $5 million to bring, let's say, 1 million or 2 million from an asset-based lender, getting an asset.
Because you're leveraging the asset of the business. So they're going to lend you the capital based on the assets. Now, I guess my question to you is, don't you actually need to own the business to be able to leverage the assets first?
Yes. So what you can do is you can do a joint application. You use your empty LLC with no credit score, no money. You use your LLC plus the LLC that you buy, and you do a joint application, right? So you just, you know what I mean? You pay the fee to the lender upon this, when you close the deal, and then, so you must to agree also with the seller with this kind of transactions. They are very interested to exit. So what you're doing at the end of the day is helping people exit. You put the price, don't worry, I will give you 10 million, but I will put my terms, which is 1 million or 2 million down payment, and then I pay, the 8 million or 9 million remaining in a 3, 4, or 5 years balloon, right?
Wow. So. Now I got to go back. You mentioned earlier that you closed a $20 million deal. That was one of your first deals.
Yes.
Walk us through that.
Yes. So this kind of deals was a distressed company, which I don't recommend to do it for your first deal to my clients. Buy a cash flowing positive company. Don't get into distressed companies because you need to be good at restructuring debt. Right? So that deal was $22 million assets, and then $22 million debt. So the company valuation was 0 because it's the same, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, I will do a debt assumption deal, which is called it in the M&A space. So I assume all these $22 million debts. I went down to Brazil. I negotiate the debt with 5 banks. We need to pay back to 5 banks, 22 million.
Wow.
So I'm the new owner. I will pay you. I will pay what I owe you, but it will be 15 million only, right? And I will pay you in 4 years balloon, annual payments or every 6-month payments. So what I did was I reduced the debt from 22 million to 17 million, right? And then I still have 22 million in assets. So it's more in a healthy the deal, right? And then I flip it and I sold it to supplier, right? So this kind of deals also you can do it, also you can do, but you need to know how to negotiate the debt, set up a proper payment debt, with the banks, right? You need to be brave enough also to them.
I'm loving this conversation so much, right? Now you have clients that you help with this process too. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about some of your client success stories, right? Because I think that's pretty amazing. You were able to do that. Like, you really got to think outside the box to be able to take a company at $22 million in debt, get the debt reduced, and then flip it and came out on top. That's genius.
Yes, good. I made my first million that way, and I'm doing similar deals. So this is but I don't recommend to my client because, of course, I prepare a lot to myself to get into the distressed companies. But it's easier to with the cash flowing positive and with an asset heavy deals because you have asset to leverage, right? And doing joint application is a good way to do it. So my clients, what I do with my clients is I take 40 to 50 people per year because I don't have much time. I travel around the world. This year I did 27 countries with my wife, so we've been traveling a lot. We have some properties to take care of, and then I don't have much time. So 40 to 50, and what I do is very simple. I get equity when I close a deal with my clients, small percentage, 5%, plus my consulting fee for 12 months support. Right? So this is more win situation. I think so, getting equity for me. So I building long-term relationship with them, and not only one. Sometimes I close 3 deals with the same clients, because we close
Wow.
one, we delegate the management, we start collecting dividends, then we use that company as a collateral to borrow more money,
Another one.
purchase one, and increasing the portfolio, right? So,
Yeesh.
it's a good business, M&A. Getting into the M&A is a lot of going on, a lot of deals going on, but some people is not really expert on that field, or they are not really qualified. This reason I prepare very, a good roadmap for people who is starting with this topic, or people who is running a business making more than 1 million revenue, who want to grow by purchasing another companies or doing roll-ups or IPOs, doing big public deals or private ones.
Now I like that conversation. So I'm curious. You mentioned there's a lot of companies that are shutting down their doors because they don't have no succession plan, right? Which create a big opportunity for anyone who's looking to acquire businesses. What have you seen as, in your experience, as some of the best business to acquire? Because they're great business that can be flipped and make a really great profit within a year to 5 year period.
Yes, the best industries for me are always the logistics, transportation, warehousing, some manufacturing companies. All those industries are working very well for my clients, according to the stats. The one we are closing, and the deal size are between 2 and 3 million is the sweet spot. I don't know why we close in 2 and 3 million. Is the average. I have a spreadsheet with all the deals that we closing with my clients. So between 2 and 3 millions, and those industries, logistics, transportation, like trucking companies. Because trucking companies, for example, you have the trucks, the drivers, and the clients. Very easy to you just need to find drivers. Sometimes it's a shortage of drivers in the US, but we are still finding them. Then you just put a manager or a CEO to run the business for you, and you collect dividends. And you have the trucks or the real estate to use it as a collateral and bring funds.
To get the next deal.
Yeah. So this is very interesting. Trucking, logistics, warehousing also, or storage housing. You can use the real estate also for this. And right now I'm seeing opportunity with the cybersecurity, because all the cyber attacks going on, right? So cybersecurity can be good. Regarding flipping, I've seen a few flipping successful cases with e-commerce, right? Because you can buy it for 5 to 2 times EBITDA, earning before interest, and sell it for 3 times, in 6 months or 12-month periods. You take over a deal, you can sell it for more money. Right? So you cannot even buy it. You just find a buyer, and you can sell it same day, for 3 times, and you get it for 2 times. So these kind of things are going on. I'm not much into asset-light deals like IT, software as a service, or e-commerce. I do more asset-heavy deals because it's what I done it successfully, which I think I can teach the more, right?
Yeah.
So, but
and with the assets-heavy deals, you have more collateral that we can use toward the financing of the deals. So make it easier to close the deals and be able to do more faster. Okay.
My formula, you get a $1 million deal, and 50% of the asking price is asset, right? Real estate, machinery, equipment, or trucks or something. Some leverageable assets that you can use for the acquisition. So if the deal worth $1 million, 3 times EBITDA, so making $350,000 per year, and it has also assets, machinery, and real estate, then it's a good deal for me. I will spend more time. But if it's not matching my acquisition criteria, which is very important in the beginning, setting up a proper criteria, a proper acquisition strategy, having a market report, a market research about the industry that you're targeting. Once you have everything in place, then you can start doing the deal hunting. But the biggest mistake that the acquisition entrepreneurs are doing, they start right on searching for deals, right? But they don't have funds. So if you don't have proof of funds, the broker or the seller will ask you, okay,
you're wasting time.
Yeah, you're wasting the money, right? You're wasting my time. I will blacklist you or something, right? Because you are not really serious.
Qualify.
Yeah, qualify. So you need to be ready, right? Ready for the deal hunting. It takes like 45 days. The training, and after 45 days, 2 months with me, you gonna be able to speak with the owners, with the lenders, with investor, knowing how to negotiate with them the equity, how to do a profit sharing agreement, all of this.
You said something very important, right? You said a lot of new acquisition entrepreneurs focus heavily on sourcing deals, but you said they should focus on getting a proof of fund. So how would someone like I said, Johnny, nobody who maybe
Yeah.
just had a business that's doing 100,000. Now he want to do acquisition. How would that guy get a proof of fund?
Yeah,
Um,
so I have agreements with my lenders network, right? So they
mm,
can issue a LOC, a letter of commitment of $5 million for me and for
nice.
my. So if you start working with me, I can issue a letter of commitment of $5 million from my trusted lender, and you have something to show, right? A lender with a
That's
license.
awesome.
So
Nah, that's
if
great.
they will fund it. If the deal makes sense, they will fund it. So you can use that as a proof of funds. And most of the brokers that I have at the moment, they have no issue with receiving that letter. So we pass on and we can start gathering the financials to analyze the deal. Right? We can get access to the data room.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. Yeah, it's not. It's very difficult. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. No, this is fantastic. The fact that you're solving that problem. So when somebody work with you, you mentioned they start working with you for 12 months, you get a
Yeah.
percentage of the deal. Plus
Yes.
they're getting your coaching. They're working with you directly or they're working
Yeah.
with a team.
Yeah. No. I don't have time to have a bigger team, and also I do one-on-one. Right? They have access to my WhatsApp number, to my email,
Mhm.
and to Zoom call. Every week we have a Zoom call for 8 weeks. So once they are
Nice.
ready for the deal hunting, they can do themselves. And then once they build a pipeline of 5 to 10 deals, then we start analyzing together. Right? So it's
I like
very
that.
with me. I am a people person, so I like to work one-on-one, no group coaching. All of this. I think enough space to ask questions, right? This reason I
Hmm.
like one. And also I like to build a long-term relationship. Let's say we are working together. I like
Yeah.
to be long-term. So if we close one deal, then we can partner up and put some money together maybe in the future and closing more deals, right?
Yeah.
It's
This is
better.
awesome, man. I
Yeah,
guess 2 questions.
sure.
85,000 subscribers in your newsletter.
Yes, growing
Dude,
fast.
how'd you
Yeah.
do that?
Um, I've been, building my email list for a while. 6 years. Building the
Oh,
email
wow.
list. I have 3 or 4 Facebook groups. So when people join my Facebook group, they need to leave their
Mhm.
email. They're agreed to be on the newsletter, right? So
Nice.
all the people who've been adding to my newsletter, I have a Facebook group with 90,000 members, another one with
Mm.
50,000, another one with 18,000. They leave their email, so I can add them to my newsletter. They can subscribe, right? So I've been adding through my website. People do, everything
Yeah.
organically. I didn't spend
Wow.
advertising. I'm planning next year to do more, PR stuff and to do more, influencer marketing and so on. But I believe if you do organically and it works, it will be a successful company. So this newsletter,
Absolutely.
which is a very important digital asset for me, right, and for my team, I have 2 people who is helping me with the
Yeah.
contributors, relationship with the sponsors. I have big sponsors also in my newsletter, like Micro Acquire is my annual sponsor.
Really?
Yeah, so Micro Acquire is my biggest sponsor, and I have one more who is a business coach, Scott. So yeah, it's the sponsorship. You can get the multi-channel of income through a newsletter. People underestimate the newsletter. Say how you can, but newsletter is very very important also for your personal branding, right? I'm
Yeah.
reaching out every time to 85, 86,000 people. Once per week I send an email, and then I have a very high open rate.
I
Between
love
20
it.
almost 40% open rate. So yeah.
Wow. 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 Sebastian, you give so much gem. Um, what is that one small biz tips that you would share with any business owner who's maybe thinking about acquisition or will
Yes.
already acquire a company? What would you say that there's, what is that one tip you would suggest to them?
Yeah, if you're a business owner, the best advice that I will give you is put your company in order, build a proper data room, right? Most of the
Mhm.
business owners, they are not ready to borrow money or they are not ready to exit because they don't have
Mm.
a proper data room. What it means, a data room means having the 2 latest balance sheets audited by a CPA. They must to have the loss, everything tidy. Your company must be tidy to be audited. Let's say
Yeah.
you exit your company, you need to make it easier for the buyer, not easy for
Yes.
you. Don't think about you. Think about the buyer. When the buyer signed the NDA, they must to find a company that is tidy up, right? That you have the balance
Mhm.
sheet, profits and loss, tax returns, everything is in order to show, right? So this is the best advice. Clean your house, do
Clean your
everything,
P&L.
yeah, P&L, and do everything properly, and then you will have a better position, right, to negotiate. Also you can get more money out of your company if you have a tidy company, right? Also you can have funding, and the lender can find your company in a good way, because okay, this company is tied up, is very nice, so I will proceed with the lending money, or I will want to buy your company. So this is my owner, right? Yeah.
So with that said, how do people get in touch with you? Because I know a lot of people, I'm excited about everything that you do and how well you do it. If they want to work with you, or they want to stay in touch with you, or even join your newsletter, because I'm on the newsletter. I joined, I was like, I have to,
Nice.
So how did they get in touch with you or your team?
Yeah, they can join the newsletter. I use the platform Substacks because it's very good for me. I'm not an IT person, so they do the IT stuff for me. So the newsletter is called Mergers and Acquisitions Newsletter, trademark, and then they can join, or they can visit my website, sebastianamieva.com, right? So maybe you can post where so people can join, and then we can have a conversation, right, to see how maybe I can help them. Yeah, could be nice.
Definitely. Guys, reach out to Sebastian, join the group. I'm telling you, if you're looking to get into the M&A space, this is your guy. All right. So thanks again for jumping on, Sebastian.
Thank you very much, Julbert. Speak soon. Thank you very much for having me.